Hi, I'm Miguel, wildlife and landscape photographer. This video is a tripod review. I'm going to be reviewing this piece of kit, which is the Beschoi M234 travel tripod. I've been sent this tripod by the people at K&F Concepts, so they are the manufacturers and designers of lots of equipment, including a number of tripods like this one. The first thing I would say about this tripod is that it's just incredibly light, so you can hold this in one hand really easily. If you had this on your backpack or carried it around all day, I think you'd barely notice. It weighs just over 1 kilo, just under 3 pounds. Made of aluminium, the legs come in 4 sections and just the usual clips for extending the legs, which are really easy to use. There's a locking mechanism on the top of the leg, so normally the leg will just come to there and that'll be rock solid when you've got set up. Or you can push this clip down and then the leg will pull out. It can actually go as far as you want. It'll actually go all the way back up here. So just unlocking these legs if you wanted, that will allow you to get it lower to the ground, like so. And if you really wanted, you could in fact get completely flat, although you'd have to move the central column in order to do that. One of the things that impresses me most about this tripod, despite it being very compact and lightweight, it actually has a pretty good height on it as well. So I've got all the legs extended, all 4 sections. But with all legs extended, I'll give you a reference, I'm about 5'9"-ish, and if I wanted I could probably shoot at that level. That's not too bad. If I wanted to get it a bit higher, then I could extend the central column and I could shoot from a bit higher up. So top of the tripod we've got a ball head, which is a reasonable size, and then this is going to connect to your camera through a release plate. So it's a fairly small release plate which will go on the bottom of your camera or maybe on the bottom of your lens if you've got a lens foot. And I noticed with this that it just seems really smooth, so when I've connected that in there and tightened it up, it just seems to be very smooth and no trouble, and feels really stable as well. Got 2 controls, so you've got the one little control knob there, which is going to control your panning movement, so you can lock that. And then you've also got the bigger control knob, which is basically your ball and head tilt and pan action. So you use those 2 together to keep everything where you want it and stable. Also has a built-in spirit level on the top as well. Nice little addition. Also got like a little foam grip there as well. When it gets very cold in the winter, particularly if you're not wearing gloves, if you get your hand around the tripod, it can be really cold, so that makes a nice difference when you're carrying it. So there is another little interesting design feature. It's very small and compact as it is, but you can actually make it even smaller and more compact. So if you use a locking mechanism on the legs, you can actually take the legs all the way around. And then if you slacken off the central column as well, kind of all comes together, and you should be able to jiggle the head a little bit to find a good position. And it's now basically even more compact, takes up a bit less space. This tripod can manage up to 10 kilos, which is quite substantial, I think. I just wanted to test it with this weight with the Canon 1DX. I've got the ball head locked, as you can see. At the moment there's no movement there, so I'm quite impressed actually how strong that ball head is. So I'm just going to give this a try in a real world situation. Got my camera, which is the 1DX Mark I, which is a pretty substantial camera. It is pretty heavy really, so we'll see how it does on this tripod. So I've got a release plate on the bottom. I'm going to put that on. Really smooth, no problems there. Now what I want to know is that the tripod's actually stable. If I was doing landscape photography like this, then I'd want to know that the tripod was going to be really stable when I'm taking my images. I've got 2-second timer, which is what I do. This is how I do my landscape shots, usually with a 2-second timer. So I'm going to actually look through the viewfinder, 2-second timer, and I'm going to see if there's any sign of any movement when the mirror comes back down. Absolutely nothing. Didn't see any signs of any movement at all during that exposure. So that seemed pretty solid to me. I'm now going to try it with the centre column extended. So I'm going to go to about a comfortable shooting height for me. Slacken the ball head off, get it composed. Okay, and same thing, I'm just going to look through the camera, see if I see any movement at all during the exposure. Absolutely nothing. So sometimes if it's not stable, when the mirror comes down you can actually see a bit of slight movement, camera shake, but I couldn't see anything there. So even with the central column extended, it does seem pretty steady. So it's been good to try this tripod out today. It's a long time since I've used a tripod like this one actually. I think I still prefer to use my bigger, heavier carbon fibre tripod for most of my shooting, and particularly for the wildlife stuff with the big lenses for sure. But this is surprisingly stable. For something that's so light and compact, it's got really good stability, I think. And if you're walking a long way, or if you're travelling abroad, as I sometimes do, then this might be a better option. So thank you to K&F Concepts for providing me with this tripod today. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you've got the tripod or a similar one and you've used it and you want to leave some feedback, just stick it in the comments box below. Be really interested to hear from you. Until next time, bye for now.